Compounding is weird because it feels like nothing is happening, until suddenly everything is happening. That's why people quit too early. They start investing, they see tiny numbers, they decide it's not worth it, and they walk away right before the curve starts to bend. So in this video, I want to give you a mental model that makes you stay in the game. Think of compounding not as one long boring line, but as 3 clear milestones. If you know what those milestones are, you won't quit in milestone 1, you won't get bored in milestone 2, and you'll actually enjoy milestone 3. We'll call them 1. Proof of concept, 2. Money replacement, and 3. Escape velocity. Proof of concept is when you see compounding working for the first time. Money replacement is when your money starts doing the same job you were doing. Escape velocity is when your money grows faster than you can contribute. Let's walk through them in plain, voiceover-friendly English. Milestone 1. Proof of concept. This is the most fragile stage. It's the stage almost everyone gives up in. It usually happens somewhere between your first $500 and your first $10,000 invested. At this point, almost all the growth in your account is still coming from you, not from the market. You put in $200, it goes up by $3, and you're like, this is dumb. I could make more selling my couch. And that's the moment you have to remember what stage you're in. In proof of concept, the goal is not to get rich. The goal is to learn the habit, to see the mechanism, and to prove to yourself that this works in your real life, with your real income and your real bills. Think of it like going to the gym for the first month. You don't go from couch to athlete in 4 weeks. You just prove that you can show up. Same here. You prove that you can send 100 or 200 or 300 every month, that it actually lands in the account, that it actually buys real assets, and that it actually grows over time. The win in milestone 1 is consistency, not size. Here's how milestone 1 usually looks in numbers. Let's say you invest $200 a month in a broad boring index fund. After the first month, you have 200. After the second month, 400. After the third month, 600. You look at it and think, so what? But then, a couple months later, the market has one of those good weeks, and suddenly your 12,200 is 1,238. That's $38 you didn't work for. It's small, but it's real. That's proof of concept. That's the moment you need to lock in mentally. It works. I just need time and bigger inputs. Most people miss this because they're staring at the size, not the signal. The signal is, your money can now make money. That's stage 1. If you can survive the boredom of milestone 1, you earn the right to enter milestone 2. Milestone 2, money replacement. This is the stage no one tells you about, but it's the most motivating one. Money replacement is when your investments start doing the same job you used to do manually. You used to have to grind to find an extra $50. Now, your investments can make that $50 in a month without you lifting a finger. That is wild when you see it the first time. For most people, this happens somewhere between $10,000 and $100,000 invested, depending on contribution size and market returns. At $10,000, a 7% year is $700. That's almost $60 a month. That's a phone bill. That's a tank of gas. That's groceries for a week if you're smart. You used to have to work an hour or 2 for that. Now your money did it. That's money replacement. Let's make it bigger. Let's say you grind for a few years. You invest $500 a month, market does okay, and you get to $50,000. Now, a 7% year is $3,500. That's almost $300 a month. That is a car payment, or half of rent in a cheap place, or most of your groceries. Your money is now doing a real job in your budget. You still need to work, but your portfolio is now a co-worker. That's the best way to think of milestone 2. You and your money are both working. You make $4,000 a month from your job, your portfolio makes $200 or $300 in the background. You throw both back into the machine and it accelerates. This is where people suddenly get it. Before this point, compounding was an idea. After this point, compounding is an income stream. Money replacement is also where you start to feel the second power of compounding, recovery. When the market drops while your portfolio is in milestone 1, it hurts more because your balance is tiny and every dollar feels precious. When the market drops while you're in milestone 2, it's like, okay, that's annoying, but I'm still adding 500 this month, and the portfolio is big enough to bounce. You stop being afraid of dips because you see the system is bigger than a single month. Now the goal in milestone 2 is simple. Get big enough that your money can replace real categories in your life. At 10K invested, it can replace your phone bill. At 25K, it can replace utilities or insurance. At 50K, it can replace food or car stuff. At 100K, it can replace rent in some places or a big chunk of it. That's how you stay motivated. You don't stare at the whole mountain. You stare at which bill can my investments pay this year. That's such an underrated way to use compounding. And that's how you explain it to people who think investing is too slow. You say, right now I'm building my phone bill. Next, I'm building my car payment. Then I'm building my rent. You make it concrete. Then we get to milestone 3, escape velocity. This is the one everybody posts about. This is when your portfolio growth is bigger than the money you're putting in. You contribute $1,000 a month, the market gives you $1,400. You put in $10,000 in a year, the market gives you $14,000. You're no longer the main engine. The portfolio is. At this point, everything gets unfair in your favor. Why? Because you still have your human income, but now you also have a money income, and the money income is bigger. This is when rich people say, my money works harder than I do. They're not making it up. That is literally what happens to a well-fed portfolio. When does escape velocity happen? It depends on your contribution and the market, but a nice rough number to keep in your head is around $1,000 to $300,000 invested. At $200,000, a 7% year is $14,000. That's more than $1,000 a month. If you are still contributing $800 or $1,000 a month, the portfolio just beat you. At $300,000, a 7% year is $21,000. That's $1,750 a month. You are not doing that much manually unless you have a very high income. So, at this point, your job is not to make it work. Your job is to not interrupt it. Don't cash it out. Don't panic sell. Don't stop contributing. Don't blow it on lifestyle because the numbers got big and you got excited. Guard the compounding. You are now in the stage that other people wish for. Let me tie all three together in one storyline. Year 1 to 3, you are in proof of concept. You are sending money. It feels small. You are learning discipline. You are not trying to be a genius. You are trying to be consistent. Year 3 to 7, you are in money replacement. You can see your investments paying for real things. You start talking differently. You say, yeah, I could buy that, but I'd rather buy more market. You start thinking like an owner. Year 7 to 15, you are in escape velocity. Your portfolio is now doing more work than you. You are in the protect and keep adding era. You are not trying to time tops. You are trying to survive the full cycle. Here is the part people miss. If you quit in milestone 1, you never get to see milestones 2 and 3. And milestone 2 is where it starts to get fun. That's why so many people think compounding doesn't work. It's not that it doesn't work. It's that they only saw the slowest part. It's like watching a rocket for the first 2 seconds and saying, this isn't going anywhere. Stay for minute 3. Now, how do you speed up each milestone? For milestone 1, the fastest way is to contribute more and more often. Weekly beats monthly. If you can do 50 a week instead of 200 once a month, do it. It trains the habit faster. For milestone 2, the fastest way is to raise income and keep lifestyle flat. If you can go from investing $300 a month to $700 a month because you changed jobs or started a side hustle, your money replacement phase shrinks. You will hit 10K, 25K, 50K faster. For milestone 3, the fastest way is actually to do nothing dumb. Don't yank the money out for a car. Don't stop investing for 2 years. Don't blow the portfolio because of headlines. Your portfolio is a snowball. Rolling it is work at the start. Later, it rolls itself. Your job is just to not pick it up and throw it away. Let's do 2 examples so you can hear the difference. Person A invests $200 a month from age 25 to 35 at 7%. After 10 years, they have around $35,000. That's milestone 2 starter territory. Their money can now pay some bills. Person B says that's not enough and waits until they have more. They finally start at 35, but now they have to get to 35,000 while time is shorter. The person who started small at 25 wins, even though they never had the $10,000 to start properly. Starting early, even small, is how you get to money replacement sooner. Here's another example with bigger numbers. You invest $1,000 a month for 10 years at 7%. You end up around $170,000 to $180,000. You are almost at that escape velocity line. You add 2 more years at the same rate and the market behaves. And boom, now you're around $220,000 to $230,000. Your portfolio is adding 5 figures a year by itself. If you quit at year 5 because it's not moving fast enough, you never see that part. So the whole point of this video is to give you patience. When you look at your account and it's at $2,400 and you want to quit, tell yourself, this is milestone 1. I'm not supposed to be rich yet. I'm supposed to be consistent. When you look at your account at $35,000 and think, this still isn't 100K, tell yourself, I'm at money replacement. My money is paying real bills. Keep going. When you look at your account at $250,000 and you're tempted to buy the expensive thing, tell yourself, this is escape velocity. Protect it. Final mindset. Compounding is slow, then fast, then ridiculous. Slow is milestone 1. Fast is milestone 2. Ridiculous is milestone 3. Your job is to stay alive long enough to see all 3. This is compound state. We don't quit in the boring part. We build until the curve bends.